Nintendo is getting out of control. In only a couple of months, we got Yuzu closing down, Palworld getting sued, and now we got this emulator closing down as well. All this made me go down into the rabbit hole to see all instances of Nintendo suing or taking down content, and boy oh boy, grab a cup of coffee because this is getting crazy. As I said before, Nintendo has closed down 2 emulators this year. And if you think Nintendo is in the right, then please hear me out. And just so you can understand this video, back in the 2000s, Sony sued an emulator called Bleem, which was actually a paid emulator. And thankfully for us, Sony lost the lawsuit, and Bleep was allowed to sell the emulator. That means that set the precedence for emulators being legal, as long as they don't copy the company's source code. Did you hear that, Nintendo? Did you hear that it's legal? I think he wants to get sued or something, I don't know. That's a language I understand. And I'm sure you're now confused because I first said that emulators were legal and now I said that Nintendo's closing them down, so what's going on here? Well, have you ever heard of those gangster movies like The Godfather or Goodfellas? Well, I'm definitely not comparing Nintendo to them, like, it was definitely not me comparing Nintendo to movies like that, and I definitely did not say that they're doing practices that are very similar. It's just a joke, Nintendo, please. But next question. But one thing to understand is that these emulator projects are made by very few people. And you already know Nintendo. They have more lawyers than people working on the next Pokemon game. Like, what is this, Nintendo? Do you think this is the next gen Pokemon that we deserve? Like, come on. Just spend a little bit less in lawyers and just a tiny bit more in game dev. I know we can get there. I just want a good Pokemon game. Please. But yes, even if there's a small chance of losing, you most likely won't take that chance because that's gonna mean millions. Because we already have instances of Nintendo suing and winning, like for example to Jacob Matthias, who ran Love Rooms and Love Retro. They actually got into a settlement, they didn't get to court, but the settlement was set for $12 million. And Matthew Storman, who ran Room Universe, he went to court and had to pay $2.1 million. But please don't forget about Gary Bowser. I know, the irony. Thankfully Nintendo got Gary Mario in the case and I'm sorry, I had to do it. He worked for Team Secutor, which created and distributed mob chips that allowed Nintendo Switch homebrewing. And I know this one really hurt Nintendo because Gary Bowser was sentenced to 40 months in prison and having to pay $4.5 million to Nintendo on his criminal case. Now on his civil case he had to pay an extra $10 million. But again, I'm comparing pears to apples because these people were actually distributing copyright material. It's just a way to show you that whenever Nintendo sues you, they mean business. But yes, now we know that emulators are legal, that distributing copyrighted material is not legal, but what about that gray area of fan projects? Normally, if you make a fan project, as long as you don't make money out of it, then you should be good. But with Nintendo, things might be a little bit different. And that's one thing I don't understand. Like, these people make these fan projects without getting any money out of it. They spend years making them just because they love Nintendo. And what does Nintendo do? They close them down. But again, I mean, it's Nintendo's IP, they can do whatever they want, it's just weird. And this list is actually super long, and just to mention a couple of them, another Metroid 2 remake, DMC8, Pokemon Uranium, DMC8, Super Mario 64 Unity Remake, DMC8, Zelda 30-Year Tribute, DMC8, No Mario Sky, DMC8, Super Mario Bros. Battle Royale, DMC8, Metroid Prime 2D, DMC8, Super Mario 64 Port, DMC8, Pokemon Essentials, DMC8, Pokénet, DMC8, Full Screen Mario, DMC8. And I don't want to bore you with all these titles, but so you have an idea, in 2021, Nintendo did a mass DMCA takedown of 379 fan games from the hosting service GameJolt. And also this year, issued multiple DMCAs on the modding site Game Banana, which is one of the main pages to download community mods from Nintendo games. And the list goes on. And I'm not even talking about all the Roblox projects that Nintendo has closed down so far. But that's Roblox, I'm not even gonna talk about them right now. And don't even get me started with Nintendo and YouTube. Nintendo kinda has like a weird policy where if they like your videos, they'll let you live, but if they don't like your videos, they'll kill your channel completely. Because it's not a secret that YouTube is filled with playthroughs. and games are copyrighted, so you're not supposed to be posting playthroughs of their games, but developers generally like this because it's free publicity for their games. And let's be honest, if there's a company that doesn't like that, what company could it be? Yes, just take a little guess. If you're a YouTuber that promotes emulation, you're done. Nintendo has been targeting YouTube emulation videos left and right. And the worst part is that emulation is legal, just like how I said before. So what Nintendo is doing now, it's grabbing that small piece of the video where they test the game in the emulator to copyright claim it, because you're not supposed to play their game online, not even because of the emulation itself. But well, I think I'm just gonna stop the video right now because I could be talking about Nintendo all day. Because it is what it is and Nintendo's not gonna change. I didn't even get to talk about Palworld and them getting sued because of some patents. But whatever. I mean, I hope you liked the video. Please give it a like. This is my second video. If you could please subscribe and leave a comment, that would really mean a lot to me. So please subscribe again and I hope to see you in the next video.